'Twas in the darkest part of night when they took old Sam away, and no one even stood to fight as they engulfed their prey. Earlier in the dusky hours, in a bar where we all drank, we downed our whiskey sours, told a joke and played a prank. That's when that old geezer, who was known to us as Sam, told a tale that was a pleaser, though we thought it was a sham. Listen, lads, I kid you not, but in the boneyard dwells beasts that suck each bloody blot and leave men dried up shells. Call them vampires, call them leeches, they drain you like a still. They won't stop their bloodlust breaches until they've bent your will. Some thought Sam was slightly mad and others thought him daft, but up then got each burly lad and followed him and laughed. Out into the darkening night with a bit of puckish humor, we were keen to settle right this uncontested rumor. The fog was rather low and dense as we stumbled by the crypts. The night air chill gave all the gents the numbs and purple lips. Sam, he kept a watchful eye with ever-scoping scrutiny, but the lads grew tired by and ready to cry mutiny. The younger lads were never told of Sam's deeds to endear him. The tales of Sam were now controlled by those who wished to smear him. Those who told what Sam did wrong at every crook and turn, and so the lads went right along with what was said to learn. We older men knew Sam meant well, though make mistakes he would, but in the end his actions fell more on the side of good. Perspective didn't matter much, for all we lads went hence, until someone felt the stone-cold touch of a beast behind us, gents. We turned to see the wretched beast with fangs exposed to bite, and others had closed in to feast, accruing on our fight. "Take them, lads," Sam cried out. "We have to fight the lot." But the foolish lads just ran about, what we'd come here for, forgot. We older men we thought to help, but as the beasts approached, we but could muster up a yelp, and ran before encroached. We all got in a mausoleum and closed the door of stone. Where was Sam? We couldn't see him, left out there all alone. And we had many an hour to go, entombed in there airtight, before the first signs came to show of next dawn's early light. The air within was growing thin, but we somehow dare not leave. The beasts without were not about to grant a man reprieve. "We should go get him," one man said, but the young lad said, "No way. That old man's now as good as dead. It's a small price we must pay. From what we heard, he had it comin', such a mean old nasty cuss, and with their vanity still a drumming, said be glad it's him, not us." I dare to say I thought this true, but a coward was I to hide. They'd eat old Sam, and then once through, they'd come for us inside. For 'twas in the darkest part of night as we cowered in that grave. But then one man struck up a light who would not lose his brave. "It's pretty clear the odds are stacked," he said above the dirge, "but there'll be no land if we don't act to fight against this scourge. I take a stand to save old Sam from a torture undeserved. If this should spread, we'll all be damned to a future unpreserved." And while at first the younger boys were hard to jolt awake, the growing volume of each noise put their shaking souls at stake. and union formed. We all stood braced in battle-ready tone. Perhaps the fiercest foe we faced, with force we moved that stone. We fought with freedom in our eyes, a power for the age, and while the beasts were up edgewise, we'd employ the winning stage. As battles raged, we sieged their camps and broke ranks in their hive. And by the truth burned in our lamps, there Sam lay, still alive. Out from the throes of our fierce foes, his clothes in shredded tatters. Old Sam said, though most not ideal, the tough decision matters. Resolved to fight for what be lost, there was no chance we'd lose, and every monster that we crossed we never failed to bruise. For 'twas in the darkest part of night when they took old Sam away, but in the warm dawn's early light we were free another day.